Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and this is another Open With Me book review. Now this one's quite a big book, and this is one that I have for Christmas, and as you can see it is quite a thick book. It's Granny Squares and Shapes 20 Crochet Projects for You and Your Home by Susan Pinner. It seems rather thick for 20 projects. So we'll see. Anyway, the right price of this is $14.99 or $19.95 in the US. It's so new, it's never even been open. So let's get in. So I've gone dry, excuse me. Not only are the grannies, but they are all different kind of shapes to include in your projects. Maybe there's lots of grannies, but then there's 20 projects. I don't know, we'll kind of see. Okay, so these are the little pictures of the shapes that we've got inside. Already seen this one on that page. And we've got a little, what I would actually call that boho. So many times you see the word boho and it's not, but that one does look boho to me. So the projects, okay, how's this? The contents is set out. We've got the gallery of projects. We've got tools, yarns, basic techniques, basic granny shapes, colour, yarn and motif. That the projects are cotton summer slippers, decorative stool cover, flowery hairband, pillow cover, flower petal wrap, vintage look beret, beanie bowl, cami top, shawl pin, daisy top, bright collar, mini bag, foot decoration. Now that's a new one on me. Where are we? Oh yeah, heart bunting, colourful dish, triangle lap blanket, pinwheel shawl, black edge lace mat, daisy rug and giant cushion. So then we've got abbreviations, conversions and all the usual bits at the back. Right then. So we won't bother reading all through the introduction, we'll just get stuck in. So these are the actual projects then. So some of them are not very big, as you can see, but these are obviously the summer slippers and the stool cover. We've got a headband, very flower power, and a cushion. And there we go, I don't think, is that a wrap or a blanket, a beret? And there's our dish and a vest top. Okay, we've got the one on the front cover and we've got a collar, and this is a mini bag and a purse. And then we've got kind of foot decoration. I get it now. I thought, how can you decorate a foot? But you can do it like that. And then we've got the heart-shaped bunting, more kind of dish shapes. Must be using a lot of starch to get them to do that, I think. And this is a triangle lap blanket and a pinwheel shawl, black edge lace mat. So this is why it's so thick. We've got every picture before we get into it. Daisy rug, another cushion. Getting started. Okay, so there you are. We're kind of almost, I'd say, just under a quarter way in, and we've only just got to the tools you need, which you quite don't really need that part, do you? Yarn you don't really need, because you need to know the size. Basic crochet techniques would hopefully you would know what you were doing by the time you purchased a book like this. But we've got a thing that tells you you kind of got those bits, but then you've got ones that tell you how this book will show you a cluster stitch, a treble cluster, a double cluster. So just in case you need refreshing, that might help. So we've got working in the round, joining squares, we've got all the usual stuff. Okay, care instructions, block-ins, problem solving. Basic granny shapes, there we go. And colour, yarn and motif. So just halfway through the book, I think, is just going to be, we've got that far in and now we're starting the project. So we've got kind of a normal size book now. So really it's just lots of padding, as I like to call it. So the projects then, how are we going to be doing these? Cotton slippers, I thought that would be the start of the project. No, maybe not. Here we go. So this is how we do those. There's the motif on that page. And we've got a little diagram, shows you how to put them together. So that's quite in depth. The decorative stool cover. Okay, if you've got a round stool, that would work. If not, you could just make it as a mandala. Flowery headband. So this is quite basic, isn't it? So nice and easy for a beginner, but quite basic. Granny's tip. Okay, don't really need that, do we? Pillow cover, that's quite an easy one to do. So the pillow cover, it is a rectangular cushion or a pillow. Yeah, nice and straightforward kind of grannies. We've got a large circle motif and a granny shell corners. So it kind of is very new, this book. It doesn't want to stay open yet. So yeah, you can just, make them into squares quite easily with the granny corners. Flower petal wrap. Again, they're sort of rounds that get joined together. Got a bit of a pullover like that. This is the wrap then, so it's quite a long sort of part of it. Are you into berets? I must admit, I've never worn a beret. I don't know if it would suit me or not. I know hats tend to look quite hideous on me, with the exception of red ones, funnily enough. If I wear a red one, then it's okay. But any other hats, especially beanies, they kind of look ridiculous, I have to say. But it's quite a lot of instructions for the beret. So these are the beanie bowls. Versatile granny pattern, quick to make, and looks very jolly. Make up a rainbow of leftover yarns. This handy little bowl is excellent for tidying away bits and pieces. Bits and bobs, as I like to call it, and there's a few people who like it when I say that. So, yeah, to shape it, it says cover the outside of the plastic bowl with plastic wrap and cover your crochet piece in PVA glue. Mould it over the plastic bowl. Leave until completely dry and then pull your crochet bowl off the mould. So yeah, they're doing it with glue rather than starch. So this is the cami top. I just think of it looks like a vest top to me, but it's got the kind of festival type feel to it as well. So that's not bad. And there's the diagram. I have to say, when you do something like this, it's really hard to portray this to people. I remember when I did the tote bag and trying to sort of show the shape that you need to do it in. So this is the shawl pin. I quite like this. I thought it was a pencil when I first saw it, but it's not a pencil. Tracy, it's not a pencil. But it is a shawl pin. It's quite nice though, don't you think? Never think of making shawl pins with actual crochet, but obviously you can use it in your hair. So that's pretty snazzy. Daisy top. Well, it does have a daisy, but it doesn't look like that, does it? Anyway, yes, we've called it daisy top. And here we go again with the kind of pattern. Bright collar. I don't like to linger too long over the patterns because it shows them, and it's kind of not really very fair to the designer. Sometimes designer is a laughable term when it comes to... That feels like a very thick... It is actually just one page, but it's a massively thick page. This is the mini bag. You see, now this is just a square. So it would be very mini, wouldn't it? It would absolutely be mini. There it is in the hand. And there's the purse, which is just made like one of those... You know, those games. Oh, I used to love those. Foot decoration. Ideal for using up tiny balls of cotton you may have left over. So yeah, you can decorate plain sandals or even your bare feet. Or your hands, apparently. On the hands would remind me of the henna, you know, that you see. But I can understand it on sandals. But kind of on feet. Don't know, but you know, there they are. I've never done that, I must admit, to my actual feet. And there we've got the heart bunting. It's quite substantial, you know. It's got a little flower inside. It's quite cute, really. Are you into bunting? Do you like it? Some people just call it garlands, but yeah, you know, this side of the pond, we tend to call it bunting, not garland. We can call it both. This is the colourful dish, so we've got another one of these with a very pointy kind of edging. I like Granny's tip. I've got a feeling this is not a granny. I could be wrong. I have to look her up. So this is a triangle lap blanket. Fabulous lap blanket made from super soft triangles in delicious muted colours. You could choose whatever colours you want, really, couldn't you? With little circles. The blanket is finished with an edging of small coloured circles for extra touch of style. Okay, let's see if we can see a picture of those. There they are. Just like little rings attached. There, you can see them on the outside. Little circles. The pinwheel shawl. Very decorative, not very warming, I wouldn't have thought, but sometimes it's quite deceiving. But it's shaped like this, not quite pointy, but along those lines. Black edged lace mat. Now that's nice. Sort of could be a nice sort of table runner across the table, as well as some placemats and drink coasters, that sort of thing. It's quite pretty, I think so anyway. I like that one. Daisy rug. Okay. That's quite different. It's unusual, isn't it? There we go. It's not a very big rug, but you could obviously make it bigger if you wanted to. Because this one is 33.5 by 21.5 inches. So 86 centimetres by 54.5 centimetres. So really, not really a rug, a little rugette. I invented another new word. I'm into these word inventions lately. Giant cushion. So to me, there's too many holes in this for me to have a cushion. It'd have to be attached to the cushion cover that it, you know, is underneath. So if you had a white one, you could sew it to it, and then it wouldn't have holes that you'd see the blank through. I'm not really keen on that. But yeah, you could just attach it, an actual pillowcase to it. But you can see it's made up of squares. From rounds to squares. Pretty though. It's quite nice. So here we go. That one is the end. And we've got the abbreviations, the conversions, and all the US to UK terms, the obligatory bits. Then general supplies. Straight away, the first one I see is a shop that's not around anymore. So yeah, I think these are where she might have got them, but like I said, if you look, it says Derrymores, Queenborough. They moved from there a long, long time ago, and they don't exist anymore either. Queenborough is just the other end of the island where I live, funny enough. And that's where Gary works. So we've got books also that might be of interest, and websites, and authors' acknowledgements, and an index. So I think, though this is a very, very thick book with some extremely thick pages, I like these to keep your place if you need to keep a place to, or if you're working on something and you want to keep your place. It's a very, very thick book, but it didn't need to be. I think half this book is padding. Certainly to that point there was just padding. And then you've got probably that much there, padding. So the actual book itself is probably as thick as all the others, because, you know, there are just 20 patterns or projects to make. Nice book though, nice little Christmas present for me. It was quite surprised to find I got some crochet books as Christmas presents. So the other one though, I think I'd already had, so I can't really show it to you because I think I've already done it. But well, I got two, and maybe I'll do a giveaway of my other one pretty soon, and then I'll only have one. Anyway, let me know what you think of Granny's Squares and Shapes by Susan Pinner. Usually there's a photograph of authors on there, sometimes there are, but all we have is a photograph of shapes, so we don't know if she is a granny or if she's not. Anyway, that's the review this time. I think there's a lot of nice things in, lots of inspiration ideas. If I don't follow exactly, I might take bits from. But there's an awful lot of surplus stuff in this book that we don't need. And I don't think anybody would buy a book of this ilk if they couldn't actually crochet, didn't know what the stitches were. And all the stuff about where you get yarn from is just surplus to requirements, because we all know you can get it from hobbyrocks.co.uk, don't we? But even so, you see, the first one there was a company that not only doesn't exist anymore, but the address that was given was one that they sold a long time ago. And doesn't exist anyway now. So yeah, that kind of thing doesn't need to be in the book, really. As long as you know if it's cotton, if it's double knitting or Aran or whatever, you can use your own imagination with the yarns, because they go out of, we all know they go out of, not just companies go out of business, but they discontinue the yarns as well. So it's just, if you pick this book up in a year or 2 years' time, the chances are the yarns that are listed in there are not going to be around anymore anyway, unless it's one of the mainstays. So anyway, I've waffled on long enough. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you think of it, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now. Oh, incidentally, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I always forget that.